Well, good morning team, and welcome back to another episode of Adventures with Jody. I'm Jody Stowe, and this week we're up in the sort of mid-Canterbury high country. We've gone up one of the river valleys and we're going to head right up into the main divide. Got about 7 days up here. Today's day 2 and I'm not due out until next Friday, so it's going to be exciting. I walked in yesterday, about 20 k's in. I didn't see too much, a couple of young stags and that was it. But today we are heading up there, so I'm frothing. Just wait for the light to get up a little bit more and we'll start glassing, and I'll keep you updated. Now as you can see, we're in a pretty wicked spot, and this is one of the few spots in New Zealand that you can hunt chamois, tar, red deer and pigs all in the same place, so I'm pretty excited for that. The real goal for this trip is to get a big chamois, but I won't say no to a tar or a big stag, so we've got enough time up our sleeves to potentially even chase all three, so we'll see how that goes. So we've been walking for about an hour now. We haven't seen anything. I've stopped and glassed a few times. I thought this face right up behind me would have something, but nothing's showing its head yet. The biv's just up here. I don't think I'm actually going to stay in the biv tonight. I'm going to diff it up the side creek and try and get into the head basins. I'm expecting that's where all the big stags are going to be. Fingers crossed. Everywhere you look, the deer have been crossing up and down the river, so I'm pretty confident. It's a bit cold at the moment, so I'd say. So they won't be living down here, they'll just be crossing from side to side. So we've made pretty good time. The biv's just up in here. I don't think we're actually going to stay there tonight. I want to go up there. Now you can just see up there, it opens up into a wicked wee basin, so hopefully I'm going to get to there within probably 2 hours, unless I get distracted by something. There's not much around. I've been glassing a fair bit and I haven't seen the things that I may have seen a chamois or a tar way up here, but it's not confirmed yet. So yeah, it's still early days. I've just made it to the biv and I've decided I'm going to drop some gear and then head up, go stay up in the tent overnight. Looks cool. She's pretty basic. As you can see, it's a pretty small hut. You know, I'm going to hit my head and check out the door. Makes me look tall. Drop my stuff off and now we're going upstream. So I won't be going too far before I stop the glass. Maybe 500-600 metres. Just get to a good spot and sit down and let the glass do the work. Well, I've been glassing for about 10 minutes and I've just picked up the first animals of the day. It's a mob of young stags, just sort of up on this face in front of me. I'll get the big camera on them in a second, but they're just there. Well, it's great to see that there's animals here. After that walk in this morning, I was a little bit sceptical, but the bivers about 50 metres that way and the deer are about 400 metres that way. It's only going to get better from here. I'm just glassing, and way up here I've spotted two quite large animals, and I'll get the big camera on them. I might have to get a bit closer. I'm going to have to get a bit closer, but it looks like one might actually be a big stag, but it is too far away. They could even just be sheep, but fingers crossed. They're definitely big stags. They've got big bodies on them. I don't know what their heads are like. The plan is from here is just to sneak up the creek, which is a bit hard because this is what I've got to get over unless I go swimming, but that's well below zero, so no thanks. I'm just going to try and close the gap until I can get the camera on them and check their heads out. They are in a position that I could get to today. They're actually quite nice and handy. Well, they're not. They're way up on a mountain, but in the scheme of things, you get that on the big jobs, don't you? After closing the gap a little bit more, I've realised that those animals up top are actually hinds. I'm certain there were two stags there before, but they may have sidled around the top and been replaced by those hinds, but I'm not too sure. I'm currently glassing this gully right up through here. The hinds are just here. Beautiful country, isn't it? That snow started turning up. It's freezing. I'm not too sure what to do. I'm just going to sit back and watch this weather for a minute, because it looks like it's clearing and then next minute it isn't, and it is and it isn't, and if it does set up, perfect campsite just here. Just sheltered out of the wind. So I've picked a good campsite, I think, just here. Looks nice and flat. Got some wicked glassing up, straight up there. So the plan is I'm just going to sit here just for 5 minutes and make sure no big gusts of wind come ripping through, and just make sure that it is the ideal place to spend the night, because it's got the potential to be a bit wet and wild. So we've got camp set up, it's pretty cool. I'll show you around. So, this is my tent, and then just over here is my glassing rock, and from my glassing rock I can glass all of this. There's a wicked basin just in front of me, so I'm just going to park up here just until the weather makes its mind up. Those stags were last seen up there, and yeah, just going to sit and wait. That's all I can do. So it's been snowing for the past sort of 2 hours, and I'll give you a quick look outside. So we do have a small issue, and that is the gas in my cooker. It's too cold and it won't work. I've had this in my sleeping bag for about 10 minutes now trying to warm it up, and it will not warm. So I don't really know what to do. Just about all my food needs cooking. I've got noodles, I've got a couple of muesli bars. I'll survive, but it's going to be a little bit grim. I've tried all my tips and tricks. Normally you can stick it in a sock and that's enough insulation to stop it from cooling down too much, but that didn't work. I've stuck it down my shirt for a while, that didn't work either, and yeah, you can see it's cold. It's only 4 o'clock. That snow's turned to rain now, so yeah, hopefully it doesn't turn to ice. Hopefully it just melts it away. If it turns it to ice, it's going to be a bit of an issue. Oh well, we'll survive. Well, good morning, guys. It is absolutely freezing. Let me show you something. So it snowed and then it rained and my tent is literally frozen. My boots are frozen solid, but the zip's also frozen solid. I don't think I could open this one-handed. Oh, she's bluebird. Let's try find some animals. Ooh, yeah. Well, I haven't seen anything, but it's still freezing cold. I don't expect them to start moving for at least a little bit longer until the sun starts touching the faces. I'm just waiting until my boots are warm enough to tie up, because they are currently so frozen that I can't put them on. We're just about there, so we're going to go back to the tent, pack our stuff for the day and head up this basin here first, and then we're going to come back down and go up there and then drop back down. If we don't see anything, we'll drop back down back to the bib and go up another side creek, and we're just going to keep running around like a headless chicken until we find them. So, man of the plan is a dangerous thing. Just left camp and just cruising out until I can find a glassing spot. It is absolutely frozen. My phone told me it was -10 last night, so I believe it because everything's frozen. I've never had the outer shell of my tent freeze like that before. It snowed and then it started raining and then it started hailing. So it's cold. Hopefully that means all the animals are moving around quite a bit today. Yeah, there's only one way to find out. These frozen boots are a pain in the ass because they're like ski boots. They're so rigid, and it's like walking in a set of ski boots. So, if you guys have any tips and tricks on how to keep your boots from freezing, they were inside my tent, wrapped up in my gaiters, and they still tipped out. So that's a good sign. Well, that means that there's deer here. Certainly in the last few hours, I'd say they're moving this way to get to some of the warmer faces. Try to find a spot of glass them up. We're way up in the sticks now. This right here is actually the main divide. I'm in the east coast right now, but just over that hill is the west coast. I think it's the Wataroa or the Perth or the... I'm not sure what's on the other side of there, but it's a long way away and it can stay there. Another trip, another time, I'm actually going to go. There's a saddle at the end of that valley. Probably next year during the raw, I'm going to come up here, go over that saddle and then sidle right the way along through those bluffs and then out into sort of the Rangatatas is the plan, roughly. Yeah. There's not much animals around. There's heaps of prints in the snow, heaps of fresh prints. I just don't know where they're going. There's lots of hind prints that are all going down. I'm guessing they're cruising onto that warm face that's behind me. but I haven't seen a stag print yet. I saw one set of prints that might be chamois, but I'm not sure. I don't know where everything is. It's cold. They should be up. They should be out and about, trying to warm themselves up. So maybe the choppers have been in here. I don't know. It shouldn't have been. Oh well. All we can do is keep glassing. There's just no action happening at all. I've been glassing. It's now 11 o'clock. I left the camp at about 8, so for the last 3 hours I've been glassing all these faces. All around me, and I've seen nothing. I know there's deer here. There's heaps of prints on the flats, mostly hinds, but I'm certain there was a set of chamois prints through there. I don't know where they've gone. I can see all the warm faces, I can see all the cold faces. I don't know why they'd be parked up in scrubby guts that you can't see into. You know, it's freezing. They'll be out in the sun sunning themselves. So I'm going to keep looking. I'm in a sunny position and I am waiting till my boots thaw out before I go anywhere. And if I haven't seen anything by that point, I'm going to go straight back down the valley, pick up some more food at the biv, and head up sort of down south. The South Valley sort of splits into 4, north, south, east and west. So I've come from the east. At the moment I'm at the north. I'm going to go try south. I'm not liking this. It's day 3 and I still haven't seen anything even remotely interesting. I do need to shoot something for meat because I've eaten all my good food and I have mashed potato and porridge left for the next 5 days. So yeah, first thing I see is going to die, hopefully, as long as it's nice and low, and that's going to feed me very well. So there's really not much happening at all. I've been glassing, yeah, for 4 or 5 hours now and I've just seen nothing. I'm going to leave this valley, but before I do leave the valley I'm going to put a shot down range, probably 450, 500 metres, just to triple check that the gun is bang on, because you know I don't have access to a 500 metre range down here and it's not very often you're in a valley with no animals, so it'll give me some confidence for the next few days, because we are going to need some longer range shots in this territory. You know, you're looking from side to side, up, down. They can be a long way away and you can't get any closer, so we'll see. Well, she's bang on. I'm pretty happy with that. Pretty confident with that. There was 450 metres on the dot. It was actually 452, but close enough is good enough. I'm just going to wait in the sun. Still waiting for my boots to thaw out. I'll have a quick glass in case that shot's spooked anything, but I doubt it. I don't think there's fuck all through here. We'll give it another couple of hours and then we'll head down, pack up camp and end up at the biv for last light. And yeah, tomorrow's a new day and we'll head south. I keep hearing keas. I haven't seen them yet, but I keep hearing them. Looking forward to when they turn up because they're such wicked birds. So, just to show you just how cold it is, I filled it up at the start of the day and it's now frozen inside my pack. It's full of ice. I'm going to gap it. I'm going to start going back down to the biv because once again it is too cold for my cooker, so I can't cook breakfast and I am hungry. I've eaten all my crackers, I've eaten all my muesli bars and I'm still hungry. And yeah, just going to boost it back down there and hunt my way back down. If I see those hinds or those spikers on the way down, I'm going to duff one because I need some meat. Yeah, like I said before, all I've got is mashed potatoes and porridge from here, so back steaks wouldn't go amiss. spotted the first animal of the day. In the dying hours of light, way up on this ridge in front of me, there's actually a hind and a stag, a young stag. Looks to me like a 6. Young, far too young. It's good to know they're here. It's good to know they're high. I've learnt more from seeing that animal than I have all trip, so good to know. One thing I have noticed is that all the animals are down here. Not necessarily down low, but here. Absolutely nothing up there. There was a mob of spikers there yesterday, a mob of hinds just there yesterday, and a stag and a hind is up there today. So tells me they're not that way. So just there's where our stag is. I'm going to go up that catchment tomorrow and see what I can get onto. All these faces up there just look beautiful. But yeah, tonight, don't know what I'm going to do. Probably stay put. Give it another half hour of glassing and then cruise down to the hut. Do a big firewood mission. Sort myself out for the next few days and pretty much all I'll have time for before it gets dark. So I've just parked up here and I've chosen this spot because it's overlooking all these river flats, and like I said before, I want a nice easy animal for meat because I'm getting hungry. So I'm just going to stay here probably until last night, and fingers crossed something's going to come out. Well, I've made it back to the bivv, and yeah, apart from those 3 deer up top, pretty miserable day really. It was cold, it was cold, and it was cold. Hopefully tomorrow's going to be a little bit better, but yeah, it's time for dinner, time to warm up and rest and recover for tomorrow. Welcome to Master Chef with Jody. For dinner tonight we have 2-minute noodles. Yeah, 2-minute noodles, mashed potato. Healthy. It doesn't look the most appetising. It actually tastes quite good. I'll give that a thumbs up. That's me signing off for the night. I'll see you in the morning. Cheers. Good morning, team. It's day 4 and we are heading out again. We're just going to check out these river flats and then we're going to boost up a side creek. Hopefully there's deer out. Bugger, no easy deer. So yesterday we came out of there. Today we are going up here. So there seems to be a concentration of animals around here. Still no sign of big stags or big tar or big chamois, but you know, today's a hell of a lot warmer than yesterday. I don't know if that's a particularly good thing. It's only 8 o'clock and I'm already sweating. I'm down to 2 layers and I'm still too hot. And the big issue is I actually left my water back at the hut because I was in such a rush to leave. So that might be an issue. But on the bright side, the deer are going to be moving around much more normal. I've been struggling the past few days because sort of the real first hits of winter, and the animals are still changing between their summer and winter feeding patterns, so it can be quite hard to pattern them out. So hopefully today they're going to be much more predictable. At least that's what's going to happen in theory. So I'm going to go just a little bit out here. Got fresh deer prints right here. I'm going to go a wee way up here and just start glassing. So this creek is much harder to get up than the last two creeks have been up. You know, it's proper boulder country. There's heaps of black ice. Kept slipping on my ass. And there's fuck all side. Tomorrow I think I might actually go over that mountain. There's a bit of a pass, and that will drop me on top of some incredible looking sunny basins. And you know, if there's no animals in those sunny basins, then there's nothing up here. I just don't know where everything's gone. It's a very big area, but the amount of area that the animals can actually live is quite small, and the amount of area that the animals come in from is even smaller, because you know, when you've got mountains like that, you know, it's a bit hard for animals to feed from catchment to catchment. They can only really come up and down the river valleys, so I'm not sure. We'll keep doing what we're doing, and that's all we can do. Well, we've just spotted the first animal of the day. It's a hind, and it's about 1 kilometre away, straight up. As you can see, it's just a long way away. But it's good to know that there's animals here. It's only 9:30, so we're a good few hours ahead of ourselves yesterday. Looking upstream, there's some wicked country. Hopefully, fingers crossed, today's going to be a better day. It's a miserable punch up this river. It is icy, it is cold, and I'm slipping the whole time. So fingers crossed it's worth it. I'm going to shoot back over to that side and just stay out of the view of that hind. I'm pretty certain it's already seen me. I don't think it'll spook, but I'd rather they didn't know I'm here. Something's been using this creek as a route up and down. They've definitely gone up and down it a few times. Looks to me like it could be a chamois. Doesn't look very deery to me. We've got this massive sort of slip up here, which just screams chamois country to me. All these bluffs. There's got to be something here. We finally found our animals, boys. I don't know how old they are, but I found some stags. And they are in a relatively achievable position. I'll get the big camera on them right now. I've decided I'm going to shoot one of them. Well, at least I'm going to try. They're in a position where I can probably get into shooting range relatively easily. Fingers crossed. The wind is going to be the biggest issue. it's swirling, it's going up, it's going down, it's going left, it's going right. So it's going to be action stations. They're not massive stags, they're not what I'd normally be chasing, but I've got 4 more days up here and I'm running out of food. I have to shoot something. So there's one stag there which looks takeable. Definitely got, yeah, we'll get a little bit closer before we make our minds up for sure, but that's what we're going to do. Those stags are actually in a very, very smart position, because getting into shooting range is actually a hell of a lot harder than I thought. I'm climbing up this moraine wall, which is a hell of a lot harder than I expected, and there's actually rocks falling down everywhere, so you've got to be very, very, very careful where you put your hands, where you put your feet. From here it's going to be a bush bash through the monkey scrub, and hopefully that's going to put us on a point about 300 metres away. That's if it all goes perfect. We're sort of halfway up the climb and I've just spotted another mob of stags. They're younger, they're smaller. They are all the way up in that sunny basin. So I'm going to hang out here just for a little bit and watch and see if I can locate any proper monsters, because this must just be where the stags are. There's 5 behind me, there's about 5 in front of me, and there's a lot of country I haven't glassed. I don't really know what to do, because you know, these stags aren't massive trophies. The one I want to shoot is, you know, borderline, probably a little bit young, but I need the meat. It's the only reason why I'm shooting it. And I don't know what to do. They're the first animals I've seen in 4 days, so those ones are definitely, you know, if they were monster stags I'd chase them, but they're well out of reach. They're there for a reason. These ones behind me will be a nice easy drag out. There's a wicked wee snow gap to get down. It's just a little bit too exposed to get up. I think my wind will be messed up if I go through there, so I'm just going to glass for a little bit longer and then sneak in and hopefully they're still there. So one of those stags on the other side actually has some wicked potential. He's only maybe 2.5 years old, but he's already got either 10 or 12 points, and quite typical for the area, he's just all over the show. This is sort of the only place that you naturally get sort of game pack style heads where they've just got everything up top. So that wind has just changed. I just got a gust right in my face. Those deer are only 500 metres above me. I really don't know what to do from here. I've just started seeing deer. I don't want to let these ones go and not see anything else handy. But then again, I don't want to shoot an average animal. I'm going to get closer and have a better look. That's all I can do. It turns out that breeze did turn around, and I've now spooked those animals with my scent, or at least that's what I'm guessing, because they're not there anymore. There is a small chance that they've fed round into that small gully that you just can't see into, but I highly doubt it. They're well bedded up, so it's probably for the best. It's put me in a good position to glass, and from here I'll be able to see everything. I will keep an eye out though, because there's not many places they could have gone. They can't be far away. Well, I managed to get a couple of videos before those stags disappeared. The one I was after turned out to be just too good to shoot. The other ones were just, you know, too young, too much potential. I'm glad I left them, because the big one was going to be a monster. From the bottom I expected him to be about 3.5, 4.5 years old. But once I got a little bit closer I realised he was only 2.5. And for a 2.5-year-old stag to have tops like that, length like that, you'd be silly to shoot it. But I'm in a great position, so I'm going to sit here, potentially even spend the rest of the day, maybe even climb a little bit higher, and just look. That's all I can do. Something will pop out. Something will pop out. So it turns out that the stag up in that basin is actually quite big. He's definitely long enough and heavy enough to shoot. I'm just deciding if he's old enough, and I think he's right on the barrier. I think the stags around him are around that sort of 3-4-year-old mark, well, 2.5 to 3-year-old mark, and he's definitely older than them, so I'd say he's far too young to shoot. Like I said before, he's got some characteristics of the area, and I'd be silly to shoot that. He's got too much potential. I'll come back in 3 or 4 years and I'll shoot him then. So from here, don't know, probably just keep glassing. The sun can't make its mind up whether it's going to stay or go, and glass. I'll let you know if I see anything else. So just packed up, having lunch, debating what I'm going to do. We've got hummus and crackers for lunch today. I think I'm going to sidle along a little bit more. It's starting to snow, but it doesn't bother me very much. I'm going to sidle along a little bit more and try to look up into that basin. I have a feeling there's going to be some faces that I can't see from here. Little hold animals. And tomorrow I'm going to leave this valley and go up that one, I think. Today's Monday and I'm due out on Friday, so Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, 3 days up here. Surely that's long enough to pull a cat out of the hat. At least I've started seeing animals. That stag up there's a good stag. Just a little bit too young for my liking. I'm not going all the way up there for a slightly young stag. He's very borderline. If he didn't have so much potential, he'd be in danger. I wasn't quite paying attention when I came up, but the route I'd planned to go down is actually just as bad as the way I came up. And I mean, it's not really an issue, but it's a bit of a pain in the ass because I've got to climb through all this monkey scrub. Got to get over to there, which doesn't look like much, but that is a dense wall of badness. Right, see us at the bottom. I do love when these rivers steepen up. You can cross them and keep your feet dry. Beautiful. So, back at the biv, and I've decided after lots and lots of reviewing that those stags are just too young to shoot. There's one there that's actually much bigger than I thought it was, but I've come to the conclusion that it's just a monster and it's just too young. So I'm going to boost back down to the main hut tonight, and then I'm just going to glass and glass and glass, and if I see something I'm going to hunt tomorrow, and if I don't see something I'm going to boost out and I'm going to change spots. I'm going to go somewhere that there's a high chance of me seeing a trophy. So yeah, gonna have a quick feed, pack up my kit and head downstream. Well, that's me all packed up and leaving, heading downstream. It's currently just what the fuck? There's a fucking... I just shot my meat animal. What? 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 Well, my prayers for an easy meat animal have just been answered. Those might be the easiest deer I don't... Like, I've been at the bib for about the past hour. I've had my music blaring, I've been singing, I've been making a racket, I've been cleaning up, I've been splitting wood, I've been doing a lot of noisy things, and I'm just walking down the path. Like, the bib is only about 100 metres that way. Just walking down the path to leave, to go home, well, back down to the next hut for the night, and there's 4 deer right there. And like, I had long enough to take a selfie with them, and then I shot one, and then they just sat there and looked at me. Like, oh my god, I wish they were all that easy. Let's go get the meat off them. What the fuck? It's not even a super young hind. Like, it is about, just before 3 o'clock in the afternoon. What? I wish. That's crazy. That's absolutely crazy. He's been wallowing too. There must be a wallow nearby. I'm amazed. I am absolutely amazed. I've been trying to get an easy meat animal. This is my 5th day. And turned out all I had to do was come home early, sing a couple of songs, and they'd come running to me. That's incredible. Right, I'll whip the back steaks and back legs out, and I'll talk to you soon. I can't show this bit on video because I keep getting guideline strikes, so talk to you soon. Here's a question for you guys. What boots are good boots? I've got these boots. They don't need naming, but they're absolutely terrible. They're just terrible. I blew them out within a week of buying them. I kept running them because, you know, didn't really have any other option, and I've just gone and ruined one of my tendons. Man, that hurts. Oh, ow. Oh, I don't know what to do here. Oh, it's at the worst time possible. Oh, I don't know if I'm going to be able to take as much meat as I want. I'm actually struggling to walk. I might just take the back stakes. I think that's all I can do. Ow. Right, take a concrete pull and get to work. Oh, we're extra locked and extra loaded now. Whew. I still can't get over that. Normally deer in areas like this are incredibly weary and spooky. They're about 10 metres in the bush that way. I can hear them barking at me. Now my leg's really giving me grief now. But just above my ankle, something feels not healthy. Oh, I've only got about 28 kilometres back to the car. Oh well. You can't win all the time. Well, we made it back to the bottom hut, and big shout out to these two, Stu and Daniel. Left my puffer jacket because I didn't need to, and yeah, legends. We had some great talks, and it was great to meet you too. So look forward to seeing you up here next time. Tomorrow we're just going to go out. I've decided I've glassed all these faces up through here, and I don't see anything that I want to chase, and you know, my foot's giving me a fair bit of grief, so yeah. Home tomorrow. I was supposed to spend 8-9 days up here, but there's no point. If I wake up and it's magically fixed itself, I might give somewhere a wee tickle on the way home, but I'd say that's us. It's been a great trip though. We've had 10 stags, at least 10 stags. 2 of them with massive potential. One has typical characteristics of the area with just points everywhere, and the other one's going to develop into a real beautiful 12 with just big sweeping triple tops, and the rest all just too young to tell what they are. Seen about 5 spikers and then probably 10 hinds. So all in all, it's been a good trip. Tomorrow could be even better. We might even snaffle a wee stag on the way out. Fingers crossed.